Hi there and welcome to Bustthenet. On today's show, we're going to take a look at this lower league save that I do. It's a few challenge, it's Stalybridge. We're there, we're safe. Yeah, it's a team that has been fighting through the tiers and, well, very quickly, I'll just give you an update on the scores. Since the last game, we haven't won a game. We drew against Burnley, but that's largely down to the fact that we were on commentary mode. I got 41 points. What do you want me to do? Torture myself? Manchester United, even let the ass man go and play. He didn't lose it. Well, 4-1, that's not too bad. You know, he did better than me because when I managed the club, we lost 5-0. So at least he managed to get one of them to score a goal. The team is a bit under it's sitting under a really dark cloud at the moment. Their morale is shit. To be honest with you, we shouldn't be very poor. I mean, we've avoided relegation. They should be like jumping up and down, going, yeah, hallelujah, we've avoided relegation. I mean, if you're looking, what I'm going to do on today's show is evaluate my team as well. Look at the players, assess them, and see what we need to do next season. And I'll tell you, very quickly, this whole group here, they won't be playing for me. In fact, most of the substitutes won't be playing for me. We have to go out and get new players. If I'm just looking to some of these players, Billy Lacey, good enough as a squad player, pitched him with a few assists, but still we need a stronger player here. Axel Tuanzebe wanted by some players, I might lose him. And we have to work on a very strict wage budget. I'll just explain this very quickly. We're making a profit and loss of average about 2 million a season, 2 million a month. Sometimes we have good months where we make 4. A good cup run here or there, it helps us a lot, but 2 million. Now, our wage budget is 448. Our highest wage that we pay is about 30,500. So I can't really afford to raise wages all of a sudden without raising the wage budget first. But then I have to be very careful when I raise the wage budget because I've only got a 1.32 million buffer. So I can't really push this up to like a big amount because my per month is only 1.252. So what I can do here is something that I do sometimes is preferences. I go to, I think it's wages, and I do it monthly, right? So we change it to monthly. What's going to happen now is your monthly profit and the monthly amount you spend on wages is going to correlate. So that value becomes almost the same. So now 1.2, 0.9. My wage budget is actually higher than my profit and loss in the month. This is the reason why I don't like moving to the new stadium. It's not going to give me a lot of window. I'm not going to get a lot of basically I'm not getting a lot of breathing room. So when I'm looking at the wages, can I go out there and pay players more than 30,500 a week? Probably not. Only one player. I can only give it to one player, which is the reason why I can't sign a lot of players on anything higher than a first team contract. So I have to be very careful who I sign and what we do. So here's hoping that the board understands the situation. So I have to go to finance and talk to the board, ask for an increase to the wage budget. I would like the wage budget increase to attract higher reputation players. That's not really true. We need to increase the available wage budget in order to keep our best players here rather than risk. That's also not very true because we are not at risk of losing anybody on a free transfer at the moment. So the most realistic one is this one. We're not too sure on what exactly we believe this score to be, and with that in mind, we're not willing to accept the request. Oh, the jolts. The useless board. I was hoping that they'll say yes. But now we have a problem. Okay, so Axel Tuanzebe, if the bid comes in for 5 to 6 million, I'm going to have to let him go. So I've got to be prepared to lose players. So I'm going to have to highlight players that are not going to be important enough, right? All these players that I've highlighted, in fact, it goes all the way up to here, except for Jack Evans. So these are all the players that are not going to be around next season, right up to this bottom of this list, right? So all these players, they're all not going to be around. We got Gabriel, David Kasumu, Matt Everson, Mohamed Issa, maybe Matty Foles, even Cameron Yates. I don't want to let Cameron Yates go because he's been in the club forever. Then we've got E. Dixon Bonner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 players are going to be put on loan. So I've got probably I'm going to bring in another 12 players. So this is the core squad now. Who am I willing to see get a higher contract? Axel Tuanzebe is only the only player here in this entire group of players. Only Axel Tuanzebe stands the chance of getting a new contract. The rest of them can come to me for all they like. I can beg all they want. They're not going to get one. Even Carlin Grant might not be here. Because if I'm looking, because you see, the way I want to play is I want to get my wing backs to give us cutbacks. But they're not really doing that because our central midfield isn't very strong. Because the central midfield can't really control and dominate a lot of the matches because either they're slow or they're not that good. So here we got a player who's actually quite good, but he's slow, right? So we've got Ben Close. Explains why sometimes I have issues with some of my transitions. Carl Dempsey is good, but he's already 29 years old. By the next season, he's going to see his attributes start falling down. So we need to get somebody young to come in. For this position, Billy Lacey, we need somebody experienced, a really good fullback. Then we probably need to get another central defender in. So we got 3 central defenders. Probably, again, I'm going to get a player that is not very famous, a low reputation player, and bring him in. I don't stand a chance of losing them. Carlin Grant is not going to be playing for us next season. He's good. He fulfills what I need. He's probably still going to play for us, but I need to get another player in who can give him more options. Abias Krasikny didn't impress me this season. Daniel Smythe, yeah, he did. So we're going to hang on to it. So that's it. You know, lots of players that we need to go out there and get. And I got a whole bunch of under 23s here that are on loan. And if I'm looking at them, Dennis Wells is still not really improving. He's been on loan. David Kasumo. Then we've got Tom Bayliss. He's been on loan. So we're going to get rid. So all these guys, their contracts are not going to be extended. We got Dan Rhodes. We signed him as a fullback for the right flank, but hasn't really impressed me. We want to say his transfer status to he's available for loan, but nobody seems to want him. So we're going to add him to the development list. If you're looking at the league in general, I mean, we've done quite well. The teams that were expected to get relegated are getting relegated. Burnley, Huddersfield, start of the season, expected to finish here. Southampton did really well, pushing for Europe. And we did okay, but you see the usual suspects at the bottom. Manchester United, City were expected to finish at the top of the table. There we go. In fact, this is going to be funny. United play Liverpool and City plays Middlesbrough. So United, Liverpool can spoil the party, but in this game, I don't think that ever happens. All right, so we're not going to play our next game. And this too, in the game, clubs release players, youth players. So we actually saw this player and free signing. So I'm going to bring him in. We have an impossible match now against Newcastle. And it's going to be tough. I kid. So the boys are not happy. So I'm going to be assertive. What's your problem? All black. Do I give a shit? Okay, complaining about that is not going to change anything. Not a youth club. Fuck all of you. That's it. That's my. I don't give a shit about all this shit. That's it. I can't be asked. Okay, let the management fire me. All right, for the big game, Jack Evans is gonna be playing. All right, let's see how. I think my players are gonna knock on my door very soon because morale is a bit low, and I fully expect them to be a very unhappy bunch of players. Why? I have absolutely no idea because we're doing quite well. The dynamics say that it's pretty low. That's quite unhappy. Discuss issue. Be assertive. Few murmurs in the crowd. Well, complaining isn't going to change anything. I'm not going to get on with the jobs. Matt Preston says no concerns. No longer concerned, Matt Preston. Thank you. Get the hell out of here. Not going to change things very much, but we're going to be playing this game. And I got to take a bit of a defensive stance against Newcastle. I don't want to lose the last game of the season. High defensive line, lower line again. I'm going to just push up a bit. So we close them down slightly earlier. Tactics. Yeah, we'll overlap the left, pass into space. I don't even know what they're playing. So I'm just like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Hopefully they could come in with a system that's got space. Yes, the 4-2-4. Alright. We'll watch this on comprehensive, then we'll cycle through this really quickly. All right, kicking off. Let's go, boys. Ibrahimi, Nedeliku, wings. They're playing a 4-2-4. Abdullah out wide goes to Colina. Colina wins the header. Wings to Abdullah. To Nelson. Lacey does. Colina does well. That's probably because Nelson went down in a heap. Lascelles, Abdullah to Wolf. Wolf crosses. Nope. Dempsey. Release the ball because you are playing on cautious. To his own sweat. Sweet ass time to do that. Dempsey with the corner now into the box. It's not cleared. Abdullah actually is cleared. Alright, so we've got some time still. 4 minutes in. Not doing very well with possession. I'm going to take our pass into space for a time being. We're not going to play direct, even though some. I mean, it does make sense. Is that Matthew Wolf? No, I don't think so. Marius Wolf. I thought it was Matthew Wolf, one of our players. I saw M Wolf there. Well, win, lose, draw. We're gonna finish. We're probably gonna finish in and around where we are. So win, yeah, maybe we'll move up. But if I lose or draw, probably where I am. So it's not gonna make much of a difference. We're just gonna see how we do. So key highlights. I'm actually moved on to key highlights. Because I want to start preparing for the end of the season. Okay, Abdullah scores a goal. Everton 1, Brighton 1. Oh, crap, I can't be. Okay, so dressing room. Probably gives me a chance to give somebody else a game. Gabriel Organseri, Issa, you guys can come on. Wanzabi, okay. Look, last game of the season. Let's go attacking. Actually, yeah, okay. Side, we're gonna go higher. Oh no, yes. Go. Man City leading Middlesbrough. So Manchester United have to beat Liverpool to take the title. So I don't know what the results are from Anfield, or rather from Old Trafford. Grant. That's why you're leaving the club. Well, Middlesbrough pull 1 back. We don't need this now. Latest scores. Manchester United leading Liverpool. Aha. If United beat Liverpool, the title is theirs. So the champions of the league look like they're going to be United. Yep, looks like it's United first, City second. Stalybridge somewhere at the bottom of the table. Okay, at least we didn't lose by a massive scoreline again. We're a bit disappointed. I couldn't take advantage of their 4-2-4. Yeah, we didn't take advantage of the 4-2-4. We failed to do well. A bit disappointed with how we played. But it's been a good season, right? So we finished 15th spot, 41 points. I'm actually happy. Manchester United have done a double. And we received 12.84 million for achieving 15th place in the Premier League. Man, that's not a lot of money. We got 50. That's not a lot of money. So, curtain comes down. Record high. Yeah, first time. Finances. We've got a long way to go. We made a profit of 60 million. Let's see what the board says. I don't think I can go to the board and ask them for increases to the wage budget just yet, but I am going to approach them again for an increase to the wage budget. Set a wage budget of 2.7 million and a transfer budget of 56 million pounds. Are they completely insane? That's a lot of money, but oh man, 56 million, 2.7 profit and loss this month. That's because of where we finished. This season we made 16 million, right? But we want to build a new stadium. Next season is not going to be fantastic in the sense that we're going to have financial issues next season. So now we're going to go to the short list. I've got a short list already here. Positions. So there's the recommendations are here. So I've got quite a number of players I'm looking at. We've got this guy who's not too bad. Morgan Rogers, right? Fast, does not dive into tackles, plays on the right flank. He can play on the right, can play in the middle. Then we got Jack Kiersey. So the positions now, the main position right now is going to be the front. And I already got this boy coming, Jorge Barros. We signed him. His composure isn't that fantastic, so we got him really cheap. I think it's £100,000. So really, it's really cheap. He's coming in for like £100,000. Okay. Let me check this transfers, incoming transfers. 100,000 pounds. So I mean, you got a player who's got 5-star potential, 100,000. Don't you want to sign him? So just to find out whether he turns into anything. I did that. So he's coming in. And we gotta have to look for another player. So I'm looking for another striker that's strong in the air. So the scouting, players out there scouting at the moment. And between now and the end of the season, that's what we're gonna do. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna save the game here. And I'm gonna start scouting players. And then the moment I have a nice short list of players, we're gonna revisit the game. And we're gonna pick things up. I might be wearing a different shirt because it normally takes me like 5 hours. And then, so this will be like a quick move through the game, right? Where I analyze the players and see how they fit into my team. One thing about my scouting meetings, I'm now paying a lot of attention to my scouting meetings. When I go for a scouting meeting, my goal is to fine tune that list. So we've got players coming in. I take a lot of notice of this because I picked up a lot of players over in the FM18 and FFM19 from just this scouting reports. So we got Jordan Williams, Oxford. So what do I decide now? Okay, first up, I need to have an overall plan, like, right? So I'm looking at these scouting reports, but I have this plan in my head now. But the thing here is this: where's this plan coming from? Okay, I'm gonna share something with you guys. It's like when I decide what kind of a style I want to use, right? I have in my head a safe way of playing it, a 50-50 way of playing, which is a hybrid, which is really annoying because one change here, one change there, and it can become risky. So when I want to play a style of football that's a bit more counter-attacking, or when I'm an underdog and I hit teams, I only have one requirement, right? It's the attributes of the players. If they got good positioning and they've good acceleration, then chances are in every single tier, if they have this, right, especially defense and midfield, then I can definitely think of safe, risky, or hybrid styles. Of course, then it's a question of the players that I have, like the white players, because I want to do counter-attacking. Counter-attacking, I need white players to actually do something. I mean, you can play through the middle, but it's more effective to stretch the team in your counter-attacking so you can get through their channels. The whole idea is to attack the channels where they have spaces, right? And chances are they're going to launch their fullbacks. That's where you're going to get space. It's a bit counterintuitive to go through the middle if you're camping in a sense. I mean, you have to hit the ball over the top, which is one of the reasons why you use a distribution by the keeper to kick it over the top. So, white players, if they're slower, I tend to gravitate towards a safer style because that means I don't really have the strength to counter attack. So it's better for me to try and keep the ball, frustrate the opposition, and hope they make a mistake and I get luck on my side. We can build a transition where the boys are able to move the ball into the opponent's half and we score, which is what happened with this team. Because I kept staying in the safe zone. And if my players are faster, then I can think of doing other things. Like, I can think of maybe I can take a more riskier approach. So I can move up the scale. So I can start doing things which are inherently risky. So in order for me to do all that kind of stuff, I have to think about the things that what are the elements in a tactic that can increase risk. So there are certain instructions. Now this is open to debate, right? So it's not necessarily true in all cases, but it's close to. So people have asked me, so how do you think about a tactic? How do you plan it? So I have I'm trying to structure my brain, okay, and the information in my brain in a way that makes sense. So when you want to play safe, what are you trying to do? You're trying to keep the ball. You're trying not to take too much risk. So you're looking at shorter passing. You're not looking at direct passing. Direct passing is a bit more risky. It takes more skill. You're looking at having more duties, support duties in defense and midfield. So I'm looking at all these things, right? So whether it's a DM-based system with the right role, then it's a safe system. Because if you're playing with a DM that's a registrar, it's not a safe system. Ain't no safe system. You play a DM with a roaming, ain't no safe system. That is not safe. Roaming playmaker. I want to play with safe roles. So there are safe roles in this game. So what else do I do? A safer way of counter-attacking when you are you're a punching bag is hitting early crosses. Why the hell do you want to work ball into blocks if you're so shit at keeping the ball? Get rid of it quickly and hope that your boys are fast enough to score a goal. So we're looking at defensive lines as well. Now this is open to debate. You can play standard. You can actually shift from standard to a bit of at least up to high. It all depends on your risk tolerance. So every time you move the defensive line up, you're taking more risk. So the safest one, of course, standard. But then you got to worry about long shots, right? So if you're not very comfortable with long shots, you push the defensive line up. Similarly with the line of engagement, the safe one is the low line of engagement. You draw people in, so you can definitely get space to counter attack. So the moment you start moving that up, you improve increasing the risk, because now you're leaving more horizontal space, which is the reason why I did move into channels first as the video, so that it makes sense. So now that you see move into channels the video, you understand what's horizontal and vertical spaces, right? So if I move the line of, basically if I increase the gap between my line of engagement and my defensive line, I increase risk. Yeah, that's why there's one style of pressing which I call, I think it's called a suicidal press. You know, you got extremely high line of engagement, extremely low, you got a low defensive line. I call it the suicidal press, because your boys are not attacking very high, but they're pressing like madmen up the pitch the moment they get the guy. So you're stretching the team up. You need really good players. And instructions like sit narrower on your fullbacks tells them to pass the ball inside, so it's a safe instruction. So I go through all this. So the moment I start thinking of making a change, or I want to change the way I want to play, I want to use a different instruction, it moves me up the scale. So when I'm looking at all this, I'm thinking to myself, okay, now I want to find players, right? So I've identified my system, I've looked at my system and said, okay, fine, where in the transition did I go bad last season? It was always in the midfield consolidation phase. Because from the midfield consolidation phase to the attacking phase, we either lose the ball or we don't make the pass. We're only lucky when there's a transition failure by the opposition, when they make a mistake and we outnumber them in midfield. Then we can make the pass and then we break away and score a goal. So that's why we are counter-attacking. So I'm going to share with you what I'm actually doing right now for the first time. You know, I don't normally do this, right? So Jordan Williams. So I know my system. So it's my wing backs have to get a bit high. They have to keep the ball. Now the challenge is keeping the ball. So I'm looking at this guy. His passing is so-so. His composure is not that good. His balance definitely is like horrendous. It's 10. Now I'm starting to look at those elements that help me keep the ball and move it. You know, players that can move the ball, dodge the challenge, move left and right. He's not very good. Then I'm looking at his position. He's 11. So what I do is I go to this guy. He might be, so he's wanted by Cardiff. Good luck to you. What we do with him is we discard him from our list. So my list is now going to become very, very specific. So when I get players coming in, they either fit into my system or they're out. Now here we have Richard Kone. One thing I like about him is his aggression, right? The only thing I worry about him is his yellow card. So we're going to have to scout him until 100% is revealed. Because Richard Kone, we have to look at the scout report. The scout report right now says demands a comparatively high agent fee. Okay, we don't want to sell him. Right, he needs to work on becoming consistency. That will come with that will come with more game time, that's for sure. Lighthearted and jovial character, something that has to be tutored. Okay, some people have said don't worry about lighthearted. Actually, there's an important reason why you want to be concerned with this. Ambition, professionalism, determination. They're going to help you grow your player. Lighthearted does not have ambition inside there. It does not have professionalism inside there. Okay, we got forwards now. So we're scouting this Alberto Girardi. It's not too bad. I actually like him. His anticipation is half decent. He's got good balance, good acceleration. We might want to bring him in. He's valued at only 300k and he's contracted to Milan. So we're scouting him. All right. He's analyzed by Winnie North Scouting. I think that we are in the middle of signing him. So we're gonna keep looking at him for the next 3 months. So he goes into my shortlist because I don't want to forget him. That's the reason why I add him to my shortlist. Now this guy is a Nigerian, so he'll need a work permit or rather he need to be one of the foreign players. Finishing 11, 13, 15. The range is already terrible, so forget it. We're not gonna bother. We got Rob Hutchinson. Again, we're not gonna bother with him. So we only got one player. But these attributes, you can use them here. Right? So same principle. Now you can actually drop the bravery. Sometimes you're gonna find a lot of these players are not brave, or they just come off an injury, especially end season. So you might end up with a whole bunch of players who are injured, so that the bravery has dropped. So what I will do is I'll drop bravery and do it again. So just remember that. Okay. So we've got finishing, we've got off the ball. And one, no, for me it's important, no lower than 11, right? So even if it's, we have to find someone, so you never know. Saluo Ma'ane. Yeah, this, I've played against him and I know what he's like. He's actually quite good. He's very good on the flanks coming in. Extremely capable in the maximum asking prices. So we've done 95% of scouting. So we even got the maximum asking price already. So he is this is the only thing, his consistency factor is the one thing that is but he's got a good personality. So we already added to our shortlist. I got Jack Nolan from New York City. Nothing about him is gonna be appealing. So we come back here, see if there's anybody available in this group, or there's a big, because I dropped bravery, suddenly we got a lot of players. Right, so we got a lot of players here, and these are my initial ones. All the scouts have done it. I got Bobby Duncan from Derby County. He's not too bad. His bravery is a bit low. Jumping reach is a bit low. Adam, I want somebody who's I don't want short asses running. But no, if I'm playing with a Bobby Duncan, if I'm playing with somebody who's that short, I'm assuming he's short, then I need him to be able to pass the ball, keep the ball, and work the ball. So that's why I passed him off. I didn't look at him very long. His passing, his vision is not that fantastic. When so many teams are after him, I will join the party. Make an offer. And I will make an offer of, I'll start cheap, right? About 3.5 million and see what they say. It's only QPR. Decisions, mentals, decisions to the mix, and he needs at least 10. So I will remove all the fluff. So now we don't have all the fluff. We got players who at least are smart. Again, so finishing 11, 13, Duncan Baxter playing for Chelsea, not too bad. Concentration. So 1, 2 are going to be scouted. Nick Okoro, this guy, we're not going to scout him. Rob Hutchinson from Millwall, we're going to scout. So we got these two other players that we want to scout. Assign scout, scouting pool for 2 weeks. So we do. So that's how I would go into the game and start scouting players. So now is the whole thing is about going out there to scout players, and then once the players come in, or rather once I have got them, they will go into the short list. And then once I see the short list, I go to the positions, and now I'll have something like this: strikers. All my strikers are now here. The first thing actually I do is I do this. Go to potential. Then I got this whole bunch of players at the bottom who are unknowns, who are being scouted right now. Alex Samuel. So yeah, okay. This is another thing. I'm gonna have to whittle this down because this list is not very big. Got a lot of players here. So I'll whittle this list down and remove anybody who doesn't fit certain things like acceleration, because these guys might have been here for a while. 13, he's not that good. Okay, so we're gonna remove him from the short list. There's a temptation right now for me to go out there and start investing in the club. Right, I know when you got some money, you feel like spending it all. I won't do that. I'll do it in stages because I know what the final cost is going to be. If I want to do the academies, I'm looking at 7.5 to 8 million a year that I'm spending on the academy, and that's not including the players I'm bringing in for the academy. That'll be about 11 to 12 million a year I'm spending, and I can't afford that because if you look at the finances, you already know the wage budget is higher than what we are going to be pulling in. See, the wage price is 2.77. Our profit and loss per month is on average 2 million a month. So the profit is just keeping up with the wage budget. So I definitely can't do that, right? So I have to be very, very careful with this. We don't want to drop into the rate. So we're going to be very focused on being very disciplined with who we sign, their demands. We're also going to be not having a knee-jerk reaction to improving our facilities. We're going to do that in stages. When I start making about 4 million profit, if I can make 3 to 4 million profit a month, there's no issue. I will definitely go and do the academy. But the issue right now that we are facing is we're moving into a smaller stadium next season. If we do move into a smaller stadium, we're making less money. So I'm just waiting for that to happen. Okay, so this is the stage where I go off and spend 5 hours with my computer. I do this. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Stalybridge Diaries. I really hope the way I explain how I set up my system, think about my players, and then go out there and come up with a plan to scout them has helped you guys out. We analyze the team. We know where we are weak. The midfield consolidation phase is attributes, right? So I have to improve those attributes in midfield. Otherwise, I can forget about Europe. But I plan to hit Europe this season. And all I need to do is strengthen the three in front and get myself 2 strikers. And 2 wing backs. Maybe a central defender. What the hell? I just got go and get a new team. Okay, so if you have any questions you want to find me, you can always look me on Twitter at Bustthenet or data2fm.com, my website. Once again, I want to thank all my patrons for their continued support of this channel to make this kind of show as possible for the rest of the community. You guys take care. Have a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.